All right. Okay. So good morning, everybody. This is Thomas together with Sampriti and Raul, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm down at the Gothenburg City Hall, basically, together with a bunch of other people, and we are doing this Nordic Open Data Week Hackathon, and I'm very glad to have you guys with me on this one. So, all right, let's get to it. I'm going to go to screen share, and if you guys could give me some update on what you've been working on since yesterday. Raul, do you want to start?
Sure. So I was able to, I created the donors table, and I generated everything with the device, and I'm just busy creating all the necessary forms to allow them to log in and all that and create their account.
Okay.
So that's what I'm kind of working on right now.
Okay. Okay. So they will be able to log in and do everything that the charities are doing, basically, right?
Yeah, register if they don't have an account yet or something like stuff
all right.
like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Sampriti?
Yes, I've been just working on like the backend for the logo image thing, so there's like nothing to show you, but I just need you to like register an account on Cloudinary with the Oodls email or whatever, if that's possible. I just need an account so that I can use those credentials for the image upload.
Okay, can you send me the link to that service so I know where to go? I have it someplace, but you know, it's always easier if you just... so here we are. Okay, so I'm gonna go and just create that in the and send it over to you ASAP. Cool. So in the meantime, let me just update you what I've been up to. What I've done is I have some issues with getting. I pushed out an instance to Heroku, but I have some trouble with this switch. With this language switch when deployed. So if we go to the index page here, or you know, my profile or whatever, you see that these are in Swedish right now. When I on my local machine, when I click the you know, English link, the user interface is translated to English. That's cool. But on Heroku, you see when deployed, this doesn't work. So it's still gives me the Swedish user UI elements. It's not a biggie because I'm going to demo this in Swedish anyway, but it's a little strange thing to encounter actually. So if
I also had the
go ahead.
I was saying that I also have a bit of an issue with that. Sometimes it switches to Swedish, sometimes it's like it doesn't work properly on my side either.
Okay, I mean, this was just a quick and dirty fix for me. You know, I think I'm storing some values. I mean, the method is in the application controller. So we store that in the session, and I don't know whether this is a good way to do that. So Sampriti, if you could have a look at this, I would appreciate that. I know that you have experience with stuff like that.
All right. I was just going to ask whether you're using II8 or not. I'll have a look at that in like 10-20 minutes. All right.
No problemos. It's no hurry. You know, it's not a priority thing, but it's good to have that fixed at least until this afternoon. Yeah. So okay. So what I've done is that, you know, I just assume that we will be able to log in as a donor, and let's go over to the local site. Yeah. So I have food to give, and I added a donation model, so I can create a donation, and I can describe this with a title, description, available from, and offer delivery. These are the very simple attributes that I can, you know, describe the donation. So, you know, I have, you know, meat and fish, for instance, right? Meat and fish. And we have 30 kilograms of meat and fish to donate. And I said so we need to get this translated to English also when we switch the locale, but it doesn't matter for this at this moment. And then offer delivery, whether the donor will deliver or if you have to pick it up yourself, right? And I set the default value to false, and we create this, and now we see current donations. So I have one in Swedish here, for instance, and the one that I created here. So if we switch over to Swedish, because I have this details link, so I can click onto the show page, and this is what I'm working on right now. To create that show page. Then I also created another model called donation claim, which basically it belongs to a donation, but it also belongs to charity. And so it's going to what we want to build is that, if there is a donation, as a charity, I want to claim that donation. And if there are several claims on a donation, then the donor can pick whoever they want to accept to donate that to, so we can have some sort of a history of donations, So I'll be implementing that for the next hour or so. Go ahead.
Yeah, you said in the chat that you had some ideas about how to use open data.
Yeah, so I was just about to get to that. So my idea is that we could have on a donation, since we have a donor and the donor is geocoded, right? So we could have a button here or a link, so get directions, or either driving directions or the public transportation directions to that particular donor from my charity, because since both charities and donors will be geocoded, we could hit an public transportation API and get a list of what buses or what trams you have to take in order to get there, basically. So this is one way to use open data in this application.
This will be like for the donor to get to the charity or the charity to get to the...
Both ways.
All right.
Yeah. And another way to utilize open data in this app is because so donations are not regulated in Sweden, but of course food handling is a little sensitive, so we want to know who are the donors and also who are the charities that are claiming their donations, because this application is built for charities and not private people, private individuals, right? So I would like to access either the Swedish tax authorities or some sort of a Swedish company registry when you register a donor, because we want companies to be donors, right? So we could each company in Sweden and us in the rest of Europe has an identification number. So what we could do, we could use that identification number, hit some sort of an official API just to get a confirmation that this donor actually exists as an entity, a registered company. And also there is this service in Gothenburg city where they list all the non-profits, but that is not accessible through an API. So I already mentioned that to you, I think, Sampriti, that I was considering writing some sort of a scraper with Nokigiri or some sort of mechanized gem where we can access that info anyway, even though it's not available through an API. But I don't know how hard that would be. I have some sort of an embryo of that scraper, but
I think I could implement that in like an hour or so, because
that would be great. That would be wonderful. I can show you the.
Yeah, can I have a look at the site?
Yeah. Let me just find that. Just because that could be a really cool thing. We had a small discussion about the open data in Gothenburg. That there are some services, but they are very few, and the ones that actually exist are shitty documented. So this this hackathon seems to be a part of an initiative to actually get the city to open up their data sets to the public. So what I would if we scrape this data from their website, we could tell them that, okay, so now we had to do a hacky solution, but if you guys open this up as an API, we wouldn't have to do this hacky thing. You know what I mean? So this could be a good thing for us, actually. So this is the site. Let me just get you the link. As usual, it's in Swedish, but you can manage. You can figure it out, probably.
Yeah.
So here, if you just search alphabetically, you get this index of every association, and then you have to click for details, and then you get this data basically. So what we could do, if possible, we could, if they put in a name or an email or something, we could pre-fill rest of the fields with the info if we can grab that basically. I don't know if that's possible.
It's easy. Like this is like the data is very well formatted, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just, is it legal to scrape this website?
Yes, it's legal. Don't worry about the legality. If there's any problems, I take care of that. But that should. I mean, this is open data, and so. And we are building a proof of concept, so we're not going live with this data. So don't worry about the legality of this. I'll deal with that.
I'll work on this. I'll just give you a Ruby script, which will just put everything in the database. This shouldn't be very hard to do. Like since this site is very well designed. I mean, everything is like uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But could we do this dynamically somehow? Or could we build some sort of a service in the application to do this, or do we have to, put everything down and then seed that to the database? You know what I mean?
We could either do dynamic search or we could import. Which one do you want?
I would prefer dynamic search actually, if possible.
Yeah, that should be
Cool, wonderful, great.
I'll implement that.
So because we have a slight problem with this public transportation API. It's really badly documented. So I'm gonna spend an hour and a half after I'm done with the donations claims to try to figure it out. But otherwise, we're just gonna use it as a proof of concept, just in the presentation, that this is something that we could add to the application later on. But if we could get this implemented to start with, that would be really good for us with the associations.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll do this.
Cool.
This image thing first, and then I'll work on that.
All right. So Raul, how much time do you need to finish up this donor registration?
Maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
So
yeah. So how about we reconvene in half an hour? But just let me know over Slack channel what's going on, and make pull requests, and I'll just basically merge them in. And so about testing, what I did is I created some unit tests for the charity donation and donation claim, basically. Just some basic tests that the associations are there, and some regression tests for the database schema. So if you guys want, go ahead and do that. If you don't, it's not a biggie, but
hackathons or tests shouldn't be there. Tests are not necessary. I mean.
No. It's just I was just thinking about when I demoed this, I could show them that we are using continuous integration. That was my idea, but it turned out that we have like 3 or 5 minutes to demo this application at the end of the day. So I'm not going to go into any details. So just forget about testing. Just make sure that stuff works. And this is a proof of concept. So just hack away, guys. And also, if there's any gem, I mean, we can any business logic that we can get for free using gems, just go ahead and use that. We don't have to reinvent anything right now. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, because I have some ideas about rating system for donors and also some commentary system for donors, so that charities can go in and say, yeah, this guy is great, or hey, they suck, the donation was really shitty or something like that, So, but we can take that in the next Hangout. Okay.
Cool.
All right. That's it for now, I guess.
For me.
All right. Sweet, guys. I talk to you in a half an hour or something, all right?
All right.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks very much for doing this with me. I appreciate it. So long.
No problem. Cheers.
Cheers.